Ladies and gentlemen, ghouls and goblins, the time you have been dreading and desiring has finally come. So grab a blanket, lock your doors, and share your location with your loved ones. Because October series has come for us all.
Is hiring challenging? Yes. Do you love a challenge? Also, yes. You need a hiring partner that can help you rise to the challenge. You need Indeed. If you don't already know, Indeed is the hiring platform where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. Instead of spending hours on multiple job sites searching for candidates with the right skills, Indeed is a powerful hiring platform that can help you do it all. So what are you waiting for? Start hiring now with a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/unsolicited. Offer good for a limited time. Claim your $75 credit now at Indeed.com/unsolicited. Just go to Indeed.com/unsolicited and support the show by saying you heard about it on this podcast. Indeed.com/unsolicited. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Well, guys, it's official. Fall is here. And if you're like me, you're settling back into busier routines. And during these busier times, your home may be sitting empty and vulnerable. That's why I recommend Simply Safe Home Security and their revolutionary home monitoring innovation, 24/7 LiveGuard protection. It's designed to help stop crime in real time. Now, if an intruder breaks into your home, Simply Safe professional monitoring agents can actually see, speak to, and deter them through Simply Safe's new Smart Alarm wireless indoor camera. So for a limited time, get 20% off your new system when you sign up for Fast Protect monitoring. Visit simplysafe.com/advice. That's simplysafe.com/advice. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Your breath were so good. I was trying to create space. You're so far.
Crushed it.
My side.
Guys,
Oh my God.
did it. We got through
here.
another year. It is the best time of the year. It's the most wonderful time.
Ash.
It is. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It really is, though.
Happy spooky season.
Spooky season, y'all. Dude, it's so weird because I feel like in some ways we've prepped more for this season
I don't know how or why.
than we have. But then in other ways, the butterflies I have in my system, I'm like, I can't believe it's here. It's
I know.
so weird.
I was with my sister the other day and I looked at her and I was like, or I say the other day, it was yesterday. I don't know why I said the other day. It was yesterday and I looked at her and I was like, guess what I'm doing? And she was like, what? I was like, I'm reading through October series stories. And she was like, are you kidding me? And I was like,
Yep.
no, bro, we're
It's
seriously,
here.
it's time. It's already time. So she couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I
Yeah.
cannot believe we're finally here. For those of you who are new to the October series, welcome. We're so excited to have you here. Taryne and I talk about it every year about whether or not we should start a second podcast just to
Seriously.
continue
Seriously.
this series throughout the year because it's our favorite series.
And for all of you who only listen to October series, which we pass zero judgment on,
Yeah.
welcome back, baby.
We've missed you.
We've missed you.
We've missed you.
It's been a full year.
I feel like we're all a family.
Also, I feel like boys listen to our October series.
To October series, yeah. We'll just say it. Most of our advice stuff it's very female pushing female stuff. I
Yeah.
feel like we just tend to do that, and that's the content we receive. But October series, gender neutral.
All hell breaks
Everyone
loose.
loves the October series.
Yeah.
So welcome, guys. Welcome, noobs. Welcome, people who only listen to the October
I
series.
know.
Happy
I'm
to have you
still
all back.
single.
Taryne is still single. If you'd like to hit her up,
What's up?
her Instagram is
It's at
somewhere
Taryne
down
Renee.
there.
Thank
Yes.
you. Guys, it's okay. So not only is spooky season here, we've been teasing it. It's out there now. We have a new October series merch. We have this sweatshirt that we're both wearing. If you're watching on
currently wearing
YouTube, if you're not watching on YouTube, head to our Insta to check it out. I love this year's October series
I
merch.
think it's my favorite one.
Yeah, it's still a toss between. I love the one that says something about it's always the boyfriend or something in the back.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of my favorite ones too. But anyways, we love this design. We also have a tote that goes with it if you want to get that as well. So that's something exciting. The other thing is, and if you're a Supercast subscriber, we've already talked about this because we talk about everything early with Supercast, but we're officially announcing during the month of October, every week we are releasing an additional scary episode on Supercast as well.
Woo-hoo.
So you would be getting 2 scary episodes a week.
Well, I guess 3 because you bring one, I bring one, and the Supercast. Right?
Well, I mean, technically that's 4. I'm saying 2 episodes, but like,
got it.
So you'd be getting 4, 3
Total.
to 4 stories, depending on how long they are. So yeah, so if that doesn't motivate you to sign up for Supercast, I don't know what will.
Yeah, $5 a month, cheaper than my blue bottle of coffee that I got this morning.
Yep.
7 something ridiculous,
literally
worth it, but like ridiculous. So if you are a huge fan of the October series, then definitely hop on over to Supercast because you're going to be getting tons of spooky content for the season.
Yes. Also, if you don't follow us on socials, we always do like really fun, just like promos for Halloween season. So that's all the housekeeping we have.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are ready. I hope that we've all mentally prepared. Let's all
comfy.
say a prayer together. Dear God, we thank you so much for getting us through this year. Hopefully we're all still alive and did not get haunted or murdered. We pray going into this spooky season that you will give peace in place of fear, give confidence in place of dread, and help us to sleep well. And in the name of Jesus, all the ghosts leave everywhere that is you hear my voice.
Yes and amen.
Yes and amen. You're welcome. Now let's get into it.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh my God. What's your, before we get into it, what is your like top 3 fall related things you're excited to like indulge in now that we don't have to excuse how much we love fall? Like we can enter it.
Yes. I have the Hue lights. The lights that it's like the connects to your Google Home and it can
they're
all
like LED
change
lights,
colors.
right?
Yes.
Like all around.
I love when they're fully orange. I am a fully like the most basic girly when it comes to Bath and Body Works.
Yes.
Fall candles. They're superior to winter ones. I think the winter ones are great, but fall
is a great list.
superior.
Hue lights, candles.
Hue lights, candles, and baking. And I feel like I love baking strictly in the fall.
I would agree
cold.
with that.
I don't bake any other time.
Yeah.
Like I don't make lemon muffins
Yeah.
during spring.
I will say I've been a little bit of a hoe for banana bread lately.
Oh, interesting.
But that's also because I never eat the bananas. So
well, pumpkin bread. You replace it with pumpkin bread now.
Oh my gosh, why did I not think of that?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm dumb.
My mom makes really good pumpkin bread.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like those 3 things are what I full send. Like my candle ambiance will be like orange. The lights will be orange. Lights will be down. I'll have I'll be baking just constantly pumpkin things, and then my Hue lights. Yeah. Wait, I said that already.
Well, you
Candles.
kind of combine. Yeah.
I did.
My 3 are my apartment decor because I've been going ham during the season, like straight up like the Harry Potter candles hanging from my ceiling, like love it. So just like Halloween decor in general. The second thing I would say is movies, like the Halloween movies that I only watch during this time. And then 3 is Disneyland.
Yeah, which we got to pick a day.
Yeah, we do got to pick a day.
Have you watched a movie yet?
Not yet. I honestly, for me, everything kicks off once October series starts.
Yeah. I watched Practical Magic.
But I mean, to be fair, we're recording the first episode before the first week of October.
Yes.
So technically I'm in September and I'm entering in. But so if all of you are like, oh, I started in September, well, same. But like October series, you know.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know why I felt the need to clarify that. But anyway. What were you saying?
Also, Taryne and I brought spooky mugs.
Oh, shoot. I just had my mic.
You were so excited to show that.
It's from Target, and it was so funny because there were these girls looking at it, and I walked up And I was like, why do they got to do this to us? Like, these are so cute. Now I have to have one. And they all just gave me the most like pity. Why are you talking to us? Like, like didn't respond, but just kind of were like, and then like walked away. And I was like, well, now I feel like a dummy. So give me my mug. And I walked away just like trying to be really confident, but I was like embarrassed.
That's so funny.
I know.
I'm so sorry. So
anyways, everyone's like, shut up, get into it.
Yeah.
So it's not too late if you want to send in stories still. One of the things we've been talking about and one of the reasons we launched Supercast is because we wanted to create a space where we could possibly like continue this spookiness like throughout the year. So maybe drop like one scary episode a month on Supercast. So it's not too late to send it because there's multiple ways it can be used now. But yeah, one of the shifts we do with Tearing It Ups is we ask for stories that you thought were spooky but ended up okay. And that's like our Tearing It Up section this month. So kick us off, Ash.
Yeah. So if you have a funny, embarrassing, awkward story where you thought you were getting murdered or you thought something horrible was happening, it turned out to be like not that big of a deal. This is your time to send that in.
Yep.
And then again, just anytime you write in an October series, in the title, add October series. And if it's a Tearing It Up, add a Tearing It Up also.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and get into this one. I don't know why it starts out like this, but it says Magic Mike.
Oh.
And that's all it says. And now we'll keep going.
Jump on it.
Hi, ladies. If you're reading this, I just wanted to tell you two how incredible you both are and how much I look forward to your podcast each week. My name is Cassie, and this story took place when I was 18. I am now 23, and delivering pizzas on the side. In late October, I was scheduled as a closing driver at the pizza place that I worked. This meant that I would work from 4 p.m. till 1 a.m. Being the closer was normally fun, especially for the customers and the stories. But once the sun went down, my anxiety would set in. On this night, I was working with a man named Dave, who had been with the company for over 15 years. He would constantly tell us all his funny stories, like the many times he'd encountered people being intimate, to scary ones that would kind of make your skin crawl. I had just gotten back from my last delivery of the night and went to the back of the store to finish cleaning the dishes. Dave soon followed. The conversation with him was normal for the most part until we got our money ready to be counted out for the night. If you're unfamiliar, it's how the company keeps track of your tips and what you earned for the night. Dave started telling the closing insider named Alex and I about the time he encountered a man who threatened him with an axe. I divulged more, but Dave essentially told us how it was dusk when he had pulled down the wrong driveway during a delivery, and the man who threatened him didn't do much more than walk out of the house with an axe and yell at him. Dave explained that more could have happened, but he decided to leave immediately.
You just keep an axe next door?
Yeah, someone
like,
drives down your
door?
driveway and you just pull out an axe?
That's like a different level of like tough, man.
Is it like middle of nowhere also?
But also like, I mean, if I saw someone with a bat, I'd be scared. But an axe, I would be like, he will kill me.
Yeah.
And I will leave immediately.
Normally, this wouldn't have startled me as much, but I was already anxious due to the fact that it was dark and cold and the night before Halloween. Alex finished counting me out, and I helped Dave finish the rest of the closing duties, putting the chairs up, mopping the lobby, stocking boxes, etc. And soon it was time to lock up. The three of us walked out the front door, locked it, and said our goodbyes for the night. Still anxious, I quickly slid into my car and started to drive home. My parents' house was about 5 minutes from where I worked, so when I pulled into the driveway, the anxiety, I said that weird. The anxiety slowly melted away as I grabbed my purse and keys to head inside. One thing to note about my parents' house at the time was that they loved decorating for Halloween. Like they had gravestones throughout the front yard, multiple animatronics, strobe lights, the whole 10 yards compared.
Is that not going to be me?
It's amazing. It's amazing.
A parent?
Oh, the second
my
I have
God.
kids, even like every little holiday will be blown up.
Yeah.
It's so fun. It's such a parent thing. Normally, when I was working late, I'd call my dad or brother to come out and get me from my car because I'm a little scared to walk past those decorations at night. But on this night, I ultimately decided that I didn't want to inconvenience either of them since it was so late. So I quickly grabbed my things and headed for the garage. In front of my parents' garage side door, they had a giant Dracula decoration that was 12 feet tall.
Oh.
You know those like 12 feet skeletons?
Yeah,
Apparently
yeah.
they had one,
Those
but
are
it's a Dracula.
sick.
Yeah, they're so cool. I quickly slid behind the giant Dracula, opened the slide door, and flicked on the light. And there in the corner...
Oh, God.
And there in the corner was the figure of a giant man. My heart sank, but I couldn't do anything but stare. It was a Michael Myers.
Oh,
Life-size
absolutely
person.
not.
I froze in fear, sat there looking at him for what seemed like forever until I finally got the courage to run inside my parents' house. I slammed the door and locked it, running in to find my parents. Both of them were peacefully asleep on the couch. When I walked in, tears filled with my eyes because I thought my life was over. I wake my dad, and and my dad at first glance was extremely confused, but he got up, grinned, and gave me a hug and said, "Cassie, don't worry. We bought him this morning. I guess we forgot to tell you." And my dad starts chuckling really hard. I broke free from my dad's hug and looked at him, not sure how to take all of this in of what he had just said. My dad, still chuckling, woke my mom and explained to her what had happened. And at this point, I was quite frustrated because I truly thought that was the end for me. Overall, though, this day taught me that I would be one of those cliche girls in a horror movie. Now this story comes up every Halloween in my parents' home, and I'm sure it will continue to be talked about for years to come. Thank you so much for reading my story. Love you both, and have a happy Halloween.
Oh, my God. I'd be so mad, too.
I'd be pissed.
Michael Myers.
You don't get those kinds of decorations without like warning your family members, especially if one of them didn't know and comes home at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
You know what kind of reactor I am?
You punch it?
Well, if I was close enough, yeah, absolutely. Like you're getting knocked out, but I'm a no. Like I'll walk, if I walk in and I see something that my mind can't wrap around or that's scary, I just go, nope. And I turn and walk out. Even though on the inside, I'm like freaking out. It's like my brain shuts into this like, nope, I refuse to think that's like real. And I'm just going to like remove
It's
myself.
almost like, it's like if you don't believe it's real, it's not real.
Yeah.
You can't see it. It's not going to hurt you. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is hiring challenging? Yes. Do you love a challenge? Also, yes. You need a hiring partner that can help you rise to the challenge. You need Indeed. If you don't already know, Indeed is the hiring platform where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. Instead of spending hours on multiple job sites searching for candidates with the right skills, Indeed is a powerful hiring platform that can help you do it all. Indeed streamlines hiring with powerful tools that find you matched candidates. With Instant Match, over 80% of employers get quality candidates whose resume on Indeed matches their job description the moment that they sponsor a job, according to Indeed Data US. One of the things that I love about Indeed is that candidates you invite to apply are 3 times more likely to apply to your job than candidates who only see it in search, according to US Indeed data. Indeed's hiring platform matches you with quality candidates instantly, so join more than 3 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. So what are you waiting for? Start hiring now with a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/unsolicited. Offer good for a limited time. Claim your $75 credit now at Indeed.com/unsolicited. Just go to Indeed.com/unsolicited and support the show by saying you heard about it on this podcast. Indeed.com/unsolicited. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
Oof. Well, thank you for writing that, tearing it up in. And are we freaking ready?
No, let me get comfy. I'm gonna scoot in. I'm sitting crisscross applesauce in my chair.
Yeah. Okay. Let me get my like storytelling voice ready. Okay. This first October series that we're kicking it off on is story is called The Doghouse.
The Doghouse.
Yeah. My name is Nancy, aka the girl who broke her professor's projector, which I totally do. You remember that story?
Yeah, Nancy.
What up, girl?
Also, that's my
Oh yeah, that's your
my
alter
nickname.
ego.
It's my alter
Yeah.
ego. Nance.
Which, no offense to you, your
Yeah.
name is beautiful. That's just what we happen to name Ashley's other side.
Yeah.
But also, no offense to you, it's a beautiful name.
It's a great name.
Yeah.
I love my name. My alter ego name.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
I hate mine. Anyways,
You named yourself.
I did not.
Yeah, you did.
I did not.
Who did it?
It was given to me in like
By who?
when I was like 18 or 19 by my group of friends.
Listen, when you entered a new group of friends, you could have renamed it. No one said you had to keep it.
No, it was too late.
No.
It's Lester, by the way, and I hate it. Okay, anyways. Let me just say how happy I was when I heard y'all laughing to my story. I love you both.
We love you too.
Let's get into it. Let's start off with some context. When I was little, my family and I lived in these apartments. 2 of my cousins also lived here, but in different apartments. Our ages were about 6 to 8. My cousins and I believed these apartments were or are haunted. None of us live there now, but these things we experienced is like what you see in movies today. Except at this time, we weren't watching movies like this. We were all too young. One of my cousins that lived in apartment 1 would say that his bed would shake at night. He'd say he would see people in his room and often would say that when he was looking in a mirror. Why is it always in a mirror? Okay. His parents usually brushed this off because either A, they knew this was haunted and didn't want to freak him out more, or B, they simply didn't believe it. His sisters shared rooms with him and never experienced anything themselves, so they didn't believe it. I decided to sleep over one time to see if I'd see anything for myself. My cousins and I spent the night watching TV and went to bed early. They all shared a room, so the 4 of us went to sleep at the same time. Sometime in the middle of the night, I wake up to yelling. My cousin is yelling for help. He's saying things like, "Stop, tell them to stop." His sister runs to turn on the light, all while he continues to yell. He's looking at us and is telling us to tell them to stop shaking the bed. He's screaming and squirming around his bed and saying that he's being pulled. Again, we're all just standing there and looking at him because we see no one. In the middle of all of this, his parents come in the room and get him to stop crying. He was telling us that they were pulling him, but nobody was there. He continues trying to convince us all as to what just happened. Then he looks at his arms and says, "Look." When I tell y'all, he had markings on his arms and legs. It looks as if he was either tied or someone had gripped both of his wrists.
Oh my God.
I already regret this.
Oh
My eyes are watering.
God.
I hate it here. Okay. These nights continued. Things got bad. My cousin wouldn't want to go to sleep. He began getting more and more bruises. He stopped sleeping and shortly afterward stopped going into his room because that's where he experienced all of this. His mom ended up going to church and got a priest to come clean their house of anything that might be. They were told they felt a bad presence and the priest suggested that they get a dog. So they did. This is where my story comes in.
Oh my God.
I'm
We
like,
haven't even
girl,
gotten
we're
there
on
yet.
the freaking prequel.
I thought that was it. I thought that was it.
prequel.
Oh my God. No.
Okay. Like mentioned, we lived in apartments. These apartments were on a hill. The front yard had a steep hill used as a garden, and above this, there was a small pathway. This is where I was. The pathway led you to a side of the building that was used for storage. The other side of the apartments was the actual apartment side, the driveway and the parking lot. But there was absolutely no way you could go around the apartment fully because of the storage space used on the side of the building. One day, we were playing hide and seek, and I was it. I'm standing on the pathway with my arms up on the wall, eyes closed and counting. While I'm counting, I feel someone brush past me to the side that is used for storage. When I am done counting, I yell, "Ready or not, here I come." Me thinking I outsmarted my cousins, I thought, wow, they ruined their hiding spot by letting me know which way they were going. They had gotten a doghouse for the dog that they were going to get, and this was on the side of the apartment. I'm running by it when I look inside and see my cousin. Not the one that would get haunted, but his sister. She's sitting there looking at me. I start laughing and I'm like, oh my gosh, you didn't even try to hide. She stays there just looking at me. She's not saying anything or reacting. I tap the doghouse with my foot and start running. I'm running away from the doghouse towards the driveway when I run into my cousin.
No.
The one I just saw in the doghouse.
No.
I stopped and asked, how did you get here? You were just in the doghouse. She told me she was never in the doghouse and had come looking for me because they didn't hear or see me start looking for them. Remember when I said there was no way you could go around the building?
Yeah.
So the only way me running into my cousin would have made sense is if we were coming from the same side. But we weren't. We came from opposite sides, meaning she really wasn't in the doghouse.
Nope.
I can't
God.
do it. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Okay. I remember having absolute chills and tears in my eyes because what had I just seen? I told my cousins what happened. We were all freaked out and stopped playing. I remember going home and telling my parents what happened. They would say things like, y'all probably saw a scary movie and now are scared, but we hadn't.
Classic parents.
Right?
Jeez.
Soon enough, most of us cousins moved from these apartments. My cousins stopped having these experiences and we all grew up.
You had to get out of there.
Yeah. I remember being about 15 when my mom asked if I remembered such events that would happen at these apartments. And I told her that, yes, I did. How do you ever forget that?
I mean, you never.
I will never forget that. Thanks a lot.
Same.
She then told me they believed us because they too were experiencing hauntings of their own.
Then why are they there?
Dude,
this is something I have an issue with a lot of the stories that involve kids.
Yes.
I understand like maybe doubting yourself, but if you and your kids, especially your kids, are experiencing something, leave.
Absolutely.
Leave. Figure out the issues and the logistics later. Just like go to someone's house.
And not only that, but like your kid is physically being grabbed to the point where he has bruises.
Marks?
No.
Never.
Absolutely not.
That happens once, we are gone.
Yep.
I'm at my parents' house, my sister's, somewhere.
Yeah.
And I will sell my place. I don't know. I'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
Like, I would not continue staying there.
Yes.
I don't understand.
Yep. When I tell y'all, I still get chills thinking or talking about the doghouse day. I mean it. Why things happen to us at these apartments, I don't know. But it does always get me thinking as to why some of us experience this and others don't. Anywho, hoped y'all enjoyed this story. And if this wasn't long enough and you would like to add a dad joke, here it is.
Ooh,
wow.
How fun.
Do you ever knock on the refrigerator before opening it? Well, you shouldn't, because you might see a salad dressing.
Hey, that's a great one.
Have a great week. Love, Nancy.
Oh, Nance.
Dude, you know what part bothers me the most is the fact that she staring at what she thought was her cousin, which, like, why did it take that form? And that the thing just was staring straight at her, but not responding.
Didn't move.
Because that's what they always do. They stand and then they're like, ah, and then they like come out.
They like
but
slowly tilt their head.
And she walked up close enough to kick the doghouse. So it's not even like, oh, she saw a shadow. Like she was right up
against
and
it.
Thought it was her cousin. And she felt it run past her.
Ooh, oh my God, chills.
I need to move on.
I hate that.
Well, Thanks, Nancy. You kicked us off strong. I'm sweating.
I know. She really set the bar high for this year.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's all collect ourselves. Also, I really just want to take a moment to shout out Michaela for the artwork for October series. The entire time Taryne was talking, I kept like glancing behind her because Michaela, our producer, redid some of our like photos from our newest photo shoot and whited out mine and Taryn's eyes, and it's terrifying.
It is terrifying.
Definitely hop on over to our YouTube where you can see like not only the merch that we're wearing but our spooky artwork in the background because it's really scary.
I mean, we should definitely post that as just a photo in general.
Yeah, but like also check out our YouTube.
Well, duh, yeah.
Come on, Taryne.
That's a no-brainer. Oh, sorry.
With our
this mug's very large.
Giant mug. Well, guys, it's official. Fall is here. And if you're like me, you're settling back into busier routines. And during these busier times, your home may be sitting empty and vulnerable. That's why I recommend Simply Safe Home Security and their revolutionary home monitoring innovation, 24/7 Live Protection. It's designed to help stop crime in real time. Now, if an intruder breaks into your home, Simply Safe professional monitoring agents can actually see, speak to, and deter them through Simply Safe's new Smart Alarm wireless indoor camera. As you guys are well aware of, I moved out on my own last year, and living alone is tough, especially at night when you're by yourself. And let me tell you guys, I will never not have an alarm system. I love Simply Safe because their 24/7 Live Guard protection is made possible by the new Smart Alarm wireless indoor camera available with a Fast Protect monitoring plan. The new Smart Alarm indoor camera is the only indoor security camera that can trigger the alarm and instantly deter intruders with a built-in siren. It has a physical privacy shutter to provide protection when you need it and privacy when you want it. Their 24/7 Live Guard protection and the new Smart Alarm indoor camera work seamlessly as part of the Simply Safe system to keep your whole home safe from break-ins, fires, floods, and more. And the best part is you can install it your way. You can do it yourself in about 30 minutes, or if you're like me and you just don't want to do it yourself, you can have a Simply Safe expert set it up for you. Either way, it's easy to protect your home. So for a limited time, get 20% off your new system when you sign up for Fast Protect monitoring. Visit simplysafe.com/advice. That's simplysafe.com/advice. There's no safe like Simply Safe. Okay, well, deep breaths, everyone. We're halfway through. Let's go ahead and get into my story. This one is titled The Window. Very ominous. Okay. Hey, Bestie Bays. Well, that's fun.
Hey.
Bestie Bays.
Bestie Bays.
I love the pod, and it would be my dream if you read this story. Love you guys. I listen to you when I go for walks with my dog, Shiva. Here's a picture of my lovely dog, which again, if you guys ever have a story that like includes whoever you're including, like we love photos of like family members, friends, boyfriends, dogs.
Wait, is it a boy or girl? Dog?
Shiva.
Shiva.
It's not specified.
Oh, because I wanted to say what a good girl.
I was gonna say good boy.
Good boy.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get into it.
Okay.
So there's a photo of the dog. This isn't my story, but it's from my best friend. She had her friend write it so that she could send it in. Look at her doing her homework.
That's
what we asked for. I literally said, if you
for.
know someone who has a story, convince them to write it in. So this is not her. This is her friend writing. Her friend writes, so this happened to me the summer I turned 11 and is one of the scariest, weirdest things I've ever experienced. I think it was a nightmare, except at the end, there was another witness.
Okay.
That summer, my parents sold our very regular one-story house and bought a much larger, incredibly unique house in the next town over. The architect who built it used all kinds of old reclaimed materials, and almost all of the windows were antique stained glass that came from England. The outside had wide, rough cedar planks instead of regular siding, and my brother and I learned early not to run our hands over them or we'd get splinters.
Oh, I hate splinters.
It was the coolest house I've ever lived in. My room was also huge. It had its own bathroom and a walk-in closet. There were 2 large stained glass windows facing out towards the street, but kind of at an angle. These windows were deeply recessed under the roof line. It was Florida, and this kept the scorching hot sun from shining directly into any of the rooms. When we moved in, my mom put my bed against the inner wall facing the windows. Again, coolest, most beautiful, most original house I'd ever lived in. Our parents didn't tell us about the house until the deed was done. Then they took us over there to see it, and we were so excited. It just seemed so huge and exotic and grand. We moved in, and my brother and I spent the summer exploring the neighborhood, which was a lot older than the one that we had moved from, with a bunch of cool older houses in it. And trying to meet some of the new neighbor kids, which we did. And when we did, we found out why our parents got such a great price. The guy who built the house was a well-known local architect who'd built quite a few unusual, unique homes in the area, was also a convicted pedophile. He built the house we bought not long after he got out of prison for his wicked deeds.
Ew.
All the kids in the neighborhood knew about it from their parents, and when they found out which house we lived in, oh boy. In quotes, she puts in all caps, "You live in the haunted house? The guy who built your house is a pervert and went to jail for it, etc., etc." We got big eyes at the perverted revelation, but snorted at the house being haunted. Since no one lived in the house before us, what exactly was haunting it? I mean, it looked like it could be haunted, but it was also technically brand new, reclaimed materials or not. I also happened to read the Amityville Horror that summer, long before it was debunked as fake. I've always loved scary stories, ghost stories, stuff that scares people, and never felt especially scared or freaked out myself. But for some reason, that stupid fake book scared the out of me, resulting in my developing some serious sleep issues that summer. Okay, whether it's debunked or not, Amityville Horror is terrifying. So
I would not
totally
know.
understand why that would scare the shit out of you.
I would not know because that's too much for me.
It didn't help that we were in a huge, strange house that I wasn't used to yet, and also because the house had so much wood inside and outside of it that every room had a smoke alarm with a red light that was really, really noticeable at night. The one in my room was on the wall right next to the closet, and after reading that dumb book, I'd wake up in the middle of the night and see the red light and immediately think of Jody, the pig demon thing with red glowing eyes that the daughter in the book saw, and I'd lay there thinking about the book and freaking out about the light, and it usually took me hours to relax enough to get back to sleep.
I hate that.
This happened almost every night. Then one night I woke up needing to go to the bathroom. I did it, I get back into bed, and then I lay there looking at the light and wishing for the millionth time that I'd never read that damn book. It was 2 a.m., the whole house was silent, and I was really not jazzed that the rest of the family was on the other side of the house, which isn't that far in the daytime, but seems like miles in the dead of night. Then I saw something in the window.
God.
Out of the corner of my eye.
No.
And holy God, there was what looked like a human head peering in the window at me.
No.
2 stories up, a head looking in.
No.
Okay, this next part is a bit difficult to write because it is so freaking weird, and I really don't like remembering it. So the windows of my room were very large, a 2-part design where the larger lower half of the rectangle topped by the smaller sideways rectangle intersected by a thick wooden frame.
Say it one more time.
There's a 2-part design to this window, the larger part and the lower half part. The lower half is a rectangle topped by a smaller sideways rectangle. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. My mom put in shutters on the lower half and sheer curtains on the top half. Some parts of the window were clear, like regular glass, and some were thick glass and wavy glass, and then some other parts of the glass was colored. When you look through them, you would get a distorted view of the outside. Some of it was clear, and some of it was not. So the head, or whatever it was, wasn't easy to see except for its shape. it kept rising up above the shutters
God.
like it was trying to see in the room, and then would sink back down.
I'm literally crying. I don't like this story. I hate this story.
It's really scary. I know. I was reading it last night and I was unwell. Oh, okay.
Look at my tears.
Okay, so that was a brief intermission. We're getting back into the story. Sorry, guys. Taryne's unwell and we didn't have tissue. She has paper towels. Okay, so the head was rising above the shutters, looking like it was trying to peek into the room, and then it would sink back down. She continues, I have no idea how long it was doing that before I actually noticed it. My first thought was that someone had to have been standing on a ladder, trying to see inside. But if that was the case, then either the ladder was propped up against the window glass below, or the person was very tall. But then the head shape did something so horrible and so strange, I almost screamed out loud. It had been peeping up from below the shutters like a regular person would, but then it disappeared. And when it reappeared, it was looking in from the inside.
What? Wait, what? It was in what? Wait.
Looking in from the inside.
It was in her room now.
Inside now.
No.
Like whatever it was changed position and was suspended sideways in the recess, which was absolutely impossible. All thoughts of weird dude on ladder flew right out of my head, and bad thoughts about demons and monsters flew in. I lay there in absolute terror, watching as the figure would appear and disappear, sometimes from the left, sometimes from the right, then most horribly upside down, as if whatever it was.
What do you mean upside down?
Was on the roof.
No.
Hanging over and looking in.
No.
Except again, these windows were in deep recesses, and the head was right next to the glass, meaning
what is
it
a
was,
recess?
It's, remember the windows are recessed from the roof, so it's like the roof is here. Here's the edge of the roof. The window's back here, and it was to keep the sun from shining directly in. Like recess, you know how recess lighting is built into the ceiling? The window's like built into, deeper into the wall. Yes. Do you want to see the...
Yeah, can I see the window? Actually, I don't want to see. Okay, I'll see it. I don't get when she says in the recess.
No, in the recess. Recess means like further back in. So if you see up here, there's two windows. That angle, no one could actually hang over that with their face against the window.
Oh.
Because the roof is hanging way over.
Okay. I'm literally hugging myself. I hate this. Why do you guys put us through this every freaking year? me 20 minutes ago. I'm so excited for October series.
Okay. I'll say that again now that we have a better picture of it. Except again, these windows were in deep recess, and the head was right next to the glass, meaning it was clinging to, or God help me, floating right outside. At some point, I realized I could hear it as well. It made these faint scratching sounds as it moved around, sounding like when squirrels scramble around on cedar planks. I couldn't see any facial features, and it didn't look like it had hair, but it definitely had an oval-shaped head.
Cool. So like a bald freaking human spider.
It's Voldemort. It's clearly Voldemort.
Oh my gosh.
She continues, I don't know how long I laid there, scared to death, and watching this thing look into my room. But then, having no idea what was happening, my brother walked in to use my bathroom. One of the less convenient features about this house was that his bathroom was actually located off of the laundry room on the first floor, and he didn't like walking through the huge dark house in the middle of the night, so he used mine instead, which was fine with me and especially welcome at that moment because it broke the strange spell. I screamed at the top of my lungs, and the thing disappeared with a loud scratching noise, like it had claws that slipped off the cedar planks. And my brother said, "What was that?" I started crying. He screams again, "What was that?" My brother kept asking, and he was almost as shaken up as I was. He told me later that the minute he walked into my room, he knew something effed up was going on, as the hair on his arms stood up immediately. I spent the rest of the night sleeping in his room on his spare twin bed. The next day, we went outside and looked all around, but there was no sign of anything. No marks in the ground, if there was a ladder. No marks on the side of the house, and no evidence at all that something had been crawling around my window trying to see in. We never told our parents, why? Why?
When I tell you
Why?
I am a no person, the second I see a figure rising up, I'm saying no, and
also,
I'm out.
tell the adults, like they're children. I don't understand. We definitely should have told our parents. Okay. She writes, "We never told our parents. They weren't the kind of people who believed in supernatural and would have dismissed it as a nightmare. And it was the kind of soul-scaring experience that would be made so much worse for being dismissed out of hand as imagination when I knew that it actually really happened. Nothing like it ever happened again. We lived in that house for years and everything was fine. But I wasn't taking any chances either. The next day, I rearranged my entire bedroom so that my bed was now between the windows, and I moved my dresser and mirror to a position where the mirror didn't face the windows either, so I wouldn't wake up and see something looking in the reflection of the mirror. I also put a piece of tape over the red light in the smoke alarm, much to my father's annoyance. I told him it kept me up at night, which technically wasn't a lie. She puts, here's a listing of the house, which we already looked at. And she writes, sorry if this was long. We would be so happy if you read this. Love you.
I hate that story.
That's terrifying. And all of this, normally I would say, clearly she was having a nightmare. That's all it was. But the brother saw it. The brother saw it enough to scream, what was that, multiple times, looking in the direction of the mirror, not at her.
The window.
The window.
You know what? I'm telling myself that it was a balloon
For sure.
that got lost.
No hair, no facial features, oval shaped. Checks all the boxes.
And
I don't know how it kept
it was
getting inside. Oh, God.
it was a mechanical balloon driven by a kid that was just making something. I don't know. I hate that story. I was not expecting. I've only full blown cried for a couple.
Yeah,
you
guys made Taryne cry on our first October series episode. So well done. Well done. I also will not be looking at my windows tonight.
No.
Going to bed.
Freaking A, man. I hate that. I genuinely hate that.
It's spooky season.
Dude, yeah. Starting off with a bang.
It is crazy. I would think the same thing. How is the house haunted if no one lived there? The only logical thing when it comes to haunted houses is that something bad happened to someone else who lived there before you. So it's hard to imagine, how is this haunting being happened?
He was a creepy guy. So while he was doing construction, he probably killed someone and they're buried in the cement foundation of the house.
I don't think they said he was a murderer.
He is.
Maybe he did something bad in the house.
No, he for sure killed someone.
Sure.
I mean, the type of person to do what he did do.
I'm curious.
He killed people.
I'm curious if a piece of wood can be haunted. Or a piece of glass could be haunted. Maybe she said it was all reclaimed wood, so maybe something happened in another place and that wood got brought over.
Also,
dirty wood.
Maybe something happened in the house that was on that property before.
The property's haunted, not the house.
Because it didn't come into the house.
Yeah. I've seen movies where the building was built on a secret burial site that no one knew about, and it was haunted.
Can I see the whole house?
Yes. Let's pull up.
And we'll definitely post this on our socials. I'm unwell. That house looks alive. Like, tell me
Yeah.
those don't look like eyes and a mouth.
It's
the
a
ear.
very
I mean,
odd shaped
her room.
house. It is shaped like an L, so it makes like a full like 90-degree angle. And then her room specifically, I think. Well, I thought it was up here, but now I'm thinking it might have been one of these. Because she said there were 2 windows.
She said second story, though.
Yeah, but that's
Oh, that is the
is
first
the
story.
second story. So I think this is the room she's talking about because those are doors.
Ew, what the frick?
So-
oh, yeah, because look at the thing above the window.
Mm-hmm. So that's what she means by recesses. It's like back into the house. So no one could actually lean over, get on top of the roof and lean over and press their face to the window, is what she was saying.
Unless you're Spider-Man.
Unless
or
you have
demon
spidey
spider
fingers. Yeah.
with a human face.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Or you're a balloon that got caught in the recess roof. And that's what we believe. That's what we believe.
Yes, thank you,
We're
Ash.
walking away with
Thanks
that.
for supporting me in that.
Well,
that
hey,
one
I
got
just
me.
really want to applaud our girl for getting her friend to write in the spooky story, which I
Yes.
guess they didn't specify their name, so I don't know if it's a girl, could be anyone. But our listener did work and got their friend to write in a spooky story, and that's all we're asking of you, listener,
Yeah.
dear listener. If you have a scary story, it's not too late to write it in. We have all of October series left. So write it in, get your stories in. If you know someone with a scary story, convince them, like today's writer did, to write in their stories as well.
Yeah.
And no sleep for anyone.
Yeah, no, that I'm going to definitely be very intentional about the playlist I listen to on the way home.
Yeah. Movies, Pixar, get out of here.
Yep.
Just kidding.
Probably put on Robin Hood.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, my whole body just feels like tight.
Chills.
All right. Well,
Happy October series.
let's end with a dad joke.
Happy spooky season
It's here. It's official. It started.
upon us.
Tears were shed.
Tears, in fact, were shed. Thank you, Taryne, for that.
Okay. Why didn't anyone want to go trick-or-treating with Dracula?
Because he wants to suck your blood.
Because he was a pain in the neck.
Ah. So good. Guys, if you made it to the dad joke, you already know we love you the mostest. Happy spooky season again. Send in your scary stories. If you want bonus scary stories, subscribe to our Supercast account where you get weekly bonus spooky episodes.
Yes.
That's right. You heard it here. Weekly bonus spooky episodes. It's worth the $5. I guarantee you. Also, not too late to get your merch. Get our October series merch or our regular merch. It's all available on our merch website. Be sure to follow us on socials to enjoy all of our spooky promos that we'll be making. And we'll talk to you guys in the next episode. That'll be even spookier than this one.
Watchers just a guess because I refuse to come.
Yeah. I show up. It's just me. Taryne's
The
nowhere
picture
to be
of me.
found.
Taryne died.
Taryne
from
died.
Fear.
All right. We love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.